are back. 2018 election cycle is upon us. The legislature has now gone to sine die, and we are here with the smartest guys in the room. As I mentioned a little bit ago,
At least this room.
This is a room filled with smart people, but you're the smartest ones here. We've got Kevin Kate from KateCom, and we've got Brett Doster from Frontline Strategies. Thanks for joining us. Want to pick your guys' brains about the election cycle. There is a lot going on. Now, you have one race you're doing officially, and that is the governor's race. So we can start with that. Obviously, we know who's going to win, right?
Absolutely, Governor Gillum will win.
Governor Gillum will emerge as the hands down winner of the primary. And then if you're calling him Governor Gillum, his path to victory is going to be smooth sailing.
Well, let's go one election at a time, but absolutely we're going to win the primary because we have the most authentic, genuine candidate with a story that resonates.
Okay, this isn't going to be a campaign commercial for Gillum.
Too late.
So tell me, let's just talk real quick about the governor's race. We are emerging here. Is the field set? Are there new candidates to come, or is it set, do you think?
I mean, on our side, it looks set. I know there's been some rumors around Tallahassee, but nothing substantial that I think would interrupt this current primary environment.
So you're comfortable that you're looking at King, Gillum, who's that one lady that's running? Bob Graham's daughter, that's right. And then you've got Phil Levine, right?
Correct.
Well, look at you. You're worried about maybe you won't win the primary and she'll emerge and she'll be powerful, and you don't want to call her Bob Graham's daughter on camera?
I think if you've watched previous editions of The Capitolist, that's not something that I'm worried about, but she is Representative Graham, and she earned that title.
She earned the title. Fair enough. So,
by being a very conservative North Florida Democrat winning that primary.
Conservative. Brett, we talked about this off camera a minute ago.
Yeah.
Gwen Graham, is she a conservative?
No, I don't think you can put anybody in the Democrat side as a conservative or label them as a conservative. I think that Gwen Graham offers some unique possibilities for the Democrats because she has some stored up political capital because of her father's name.
Bob Graham.
Yeah, exactly. And he's perceived as being kind of a moderate, Southern Democrat, and I think that helps her in a general election. So that could be good for the Democrats.
So, but it doesn't help her necessarily in the primary, though. So you wanted to
first off,
push her to the middle,
her
right?
own words, she's called herself a very conservative Democrat, and to steal Obama's line about Hillary Clinton in the primary in 2008, she walked around like she was Annie Oakley. So she's vulnerable on gun issues, having her record in Congress and her campaign there. And I do think that maybe Brett does want to face her in the general election, which I, maybe don't blame him. But I do think that Andrew Gillum will come out of this primary because he's got the energy, he's got the on-the-ground game, and it's trending our way.
It is it? He's going to get clobbered. We know that on certain issues that are just because that's the way campaigns are. He's going to get clobbered there. What is his message? How is it different than, say, a Levine or a Graham?
Well, I learned long ago with the false equivalencies that come during campaigns, especially from your former employer, Rick Scott.
Yes, go on.
It doesn't matter what you're running for. If there's not something, they'll invent something and make it something. So we're not running looking at any of the attacks that may come because Andrew Gillum has overcome challenge after challenge his entire life. And as a child, growing up in a household of a construction worker and a school bus driver, he shouldn't be where he is. He shouldn't be mayor, according to the odds. So each one of these challenges that comes, he'll be happy to overcome them. Good.
All right. This ends your campaign commercial. I'm sure my phone isn't going to ring because Bob Graham's daughter isn't going to call me and complain. But we're going to turn now to the Republican side.
Sure.
Brett, we've got Adam Putnam sort of in the front-running status. He's got a lot of money. We've got Ron DeSantis trying to catch him on the fundraising side. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that. Does he need to do that?
Oh, yeah, he does. I mean, look, Brian, we were talking about the Alabama U.S. Senate primary, and
War Eagle.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. And what I will tell you is that the Trump endorsement has limitations in a primary. I think that the Republican and Democrat primary audience continues to be very ideologically driven. It continues to be a bit more focused on the issues. So you've got to have more than just one endorsement to get through a primary process. And DeSantis is going to have to show that he can put the complete package together. So with those factors being considered, you'd still have to say that Adam Putnam's the front runner right now. He's the one to beat.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dough. And then we've got Corcoran. Does Corcoran get in? We've got, as we're filming the show, he could jump in any between the time we stop the recording and the time that it goes to air. But does he get in?
Politics is it's a game of opportunity. right? And Corcoran knows that. He's a very savvy political operator. Some would say that's his strength and weakness as the House Speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say is if Corcoran gets in the governor's race, I think he starts out knowing that he's a long shot candidate. I think you're hearing a lot more chatter about him potentially getting in the attorney general's race, where I think he would probably be an immediate front runner on the Republican side. So you have to look at those things. I think he's probably counting his opportunities right now, and we'll know in a couple weeks.
His folks, when you talk to them, there's absolutely no way they're going to run for attorney general. That's what they say. But again, we all know how that goes in politics, and it is a game of opportunities. And so it's interesting that you say that. I think I've said it a number of times on the show over the past season, and it's going to be interesting to watch. When I come back, we're going to cut to a break, but when I come back, I want to talk to you guys about some other down ballot races and just figure out what you guys think
On
about.
Richard Corcoran, can I just say something real quick?
Do we have time?
Only if I can say
we're
something about
really
Mr.
short
Gill.
on time.
His acumen is a little overrated when people talking about his political moves. I mean, this is a guy who lost, and we're old enough to remember, to Nancy Argenziano, and spent part of his last speakership debating Mayor Gillum and not doing so well. So I just don't want to overstate the influence of Richard Corcoran.
Brett, 30-second rebuttal, go.
So look, I don't want to sound like I'm a Richard Corcoran apologist right now, but losing to Nancy Argenziano may actually be a badge of honor in a Republican primary. Okay, he was at least standing up for something that was principled at the time. So
We are going to come back. This is fun. We'll have some fun in a minute. Stay with us.